Welcome to eSafety's presentation for parents and carers about online sexual harassment and image-based abuse. Hi, I'm Deb. I'm one of a team of people at eSafety who research and write online safety advice. I'm also a parent, so I know how important it is to feel you can support your kids if they're having issues online or offline. Connecting online can be a great way to learn and socialise, to access services and just to have fun, but it does come with some risks. At eSafety, we're seeing an increase in the number of people coming to us for help dealing with online sexual harassment, as well as image-based abuse, which is when an intimate image or video of someone is shared without their consent. This kind of behaviour can be incredibly distressing, but there are steps young people can take to deal with it. So that's what we'll look at in this video. First up, online sexual harassment is never okay, regardless of gender, sexual preference, sexual identity or cultural background. No one should have to put up with it, and it should never be seen as the fault of the person targeted. Let your kids know that, so they're not worried you'll think they're to blame if they ever need help. And make sure they know they can turn to you as their parent or carer, or to another relative or trusted adult like a teacher, or if it's really serious, a member of our team here at eSafety. They don't have to deal with sexual harassment on their own. Unfortunately, many teenagers, especially girls, think online sexual harassment is just part of life. Sexist comments are quite common, along with repeatedly being asked for nude photos or to get sexual over a webcam. Unwanted nudes can be dropped into their messages, or there could be bullying or rumours online about them being gay. It's really hard to manage that sort of pressure, especially when you're young. And it's not just on social media, it can happen in online games and video calls and texts too. But there are things they can do about it. The first step is to collect evidence like site URLs or account addresses, user profiles and the dates when posts, comments or messages appeared. It all helps build a case to stop the harassment. The next step is to report it to the site or app where it happened. Do you think the young people in your life know how to do that? Possibly not. So here's a good tip. Get them to show you how they would report sexual harassment in their top 3 apps. If they're not sure, use the eSafety guide to help them work it out. If a site or app doesn't help when a young person is being seriously harassed, humiliated, intimidated or threatened online, eSafety's cyberbullying team can step in to stop the behaviour and remove the abusive content. The young person can report it to us themselves, or you can do it for them if they're under 18. And now some advice about image-based abuse. That's when someone shares a nude or sexual image or video without the consent of the person pictured, or threatens to do it. That's illegal. The person responsible might be someone they know or they've had a relationship with. Young people sometimes share nudes or partial nudes, or even get sexual during a video call and record it. Then one of them or a friend might share that online thinking they're being funny or because they want to hurt the person shown. In some cases, an ordinary photo or video is altered to create a fake nude, which can be just as devastating when it goes public. Would you know how to support your child if that happened to them? Remind yourself being abused is never their fault. You might not like the fact that they've shared intimate content, but they need to feel okay about coming to you so the situation doesn't get worse. Help them collect evidence like details of the site, user profile and date and time of contact, but never save nude or sexual photos of anyone under 18. It's against the law. Then help them report the image-based abuse to eSafety as quickly as possible so we can help get the content removed before it spreads. Young people tell us they want practical help with that and getting information about counselling services like Kids Helpline. There are also child sexual exploitation cases where kids are tricked or coerced into sharing nude or sexual images. 14-year-old Adela thought she was chatting online to a friend called Jessie, who was the same age as her. After some flirting, she sent a topless picture of herself. Then he threatened to share it unless she sent him nude videos. Thankfully, she had the courage to report what happened, and it turned out that Jesse was an older man in the United States. So talk to your kids about the warning signs, like someone's getting too friendly with them too quickly, promising them gifts and asking them to keep secrets. If you suspect a young person's being groomed or abused by a sexual predator, reassure them they're safe and they're not in trouble. Then report it to the police via the Think You Know website, or you can make an anonymous call to Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. We all need to help change the culture when it comes to sexual harassment and sharing intimate images without consent. So make it clear to your kids that this type of behaviour is never funny or justifiable, not even if something hurtful has been done to them. Talking about respect, sex, consent and abuse with young people can be challenging, but don't let that stop you. eSafety's resources for parents and carers will help you start the chat. You can also subscribe to our newsletter to keep up to date with the latest research and advice. And let your kids know we also have tailored resources especially for them at esafety.gov.au Young People. It's also a good idea to talk with your kids about how to contact people and services who can support them, like Kids Helpline, Headspace, QLife and Reach Out. And encourage them to think about other trusted adults like family members, friends or teachers who they could turn to if they're going through a tough time. There's support available for you too. Each state and territory has a dedicated parent line service that offers advice and counselling. And if this topic brings up issues for you, you can also contact 1800-RESPECT. I hope you found this video useful. Remember, you don't have to have all the answers, but every conversation you have with your kids about online issues helps keep them a little bit safer.